Hey, it's Worth Playboy.
And my Playboys Bunny.
Welcome to our podcast where we discuss pickup, game, relationships, and
Sex.
title of today's podcast, Before You Fuck a Girl, You're Doing All the Work. After you fuck a girl, she'll start chasing.
Yeah.
Because guys get all kinds of... And hell, I was confused when I first kind of like got into game.
Yeah.
They were like, girls chase. And I was like, what do you mean?
Right.
You know, how do they chase you? Because they don't even know you.
Yeah.
You know, so the way to completely explain this is before you start fucking a girl, you're going to have to do pretty much all the work.
Yeah.
Girls are not designed to be aggressive and to make things happen. And that's your job. And the better you get at making things happen, the more you're going to get laid.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. It just happened.
After you've got a girl locked in on your dick, and I'm not talking, you can't just bang them once. You got to bang them 3 or 4 times in a short amount of time. Then she'll start chasing. She will, because what I think it does is before she bangs you, she's looking for reasons to knock you out of the running.
Well, to not increase her notch count.
Exactly. Then after she sleeps with you, these things that could go either way, she'll put in your favor.
Yeah.
Because she has to convince herself why you were attractive enough for her to sleep with in the first place.
Right.
It is a big tipping point.
Yeah.
And guys, that if you talk to any seasoned player, they all work this way. 1,000%.
It's true.
Okay? There's going to be some exceptions. She's got a boyfriend. Her boyfriend gets out of jail. He comes back. All kinds of things can happen between the first time you have and the second or third.
A lot can happen in a week.
So just know when they ghost, it has nothing to do with you, and it doesn't change these dynamics.
No.
Whatsoever. So with all these exceptions, prove the rule.
Yeah.
You know, just know that. I mean, it won't be 100%, but it'll be close. So in the beginning, you have to spot them, find.
Make the plans, like find the locations, find the prospects.
No, I wrote a book on it.
Dating system?
I.
I.
I and I. Indicators of interest.
Oh!
God,
shit.
Jesus, there's
what
too
is
much.
Wrong with us?
So first you have to find the girls.
Yeah.
Spot them. See if they have indicators of interest.
Yes.
Approach. Open them. Open up communications.
Yeah.
Either you do it on the spot or by text. You got to kind of entertain them a little bit. We always, and then ask them out. And then they say, yeah. And then you've got to run them from, you meet them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's an entire, 99% of the time. Of course, every once in a while you'll get a hot prospect and they come straight over.
Yeah.
And you skip steps. But your steps are always there.
Yeah.
Sometimes you short circuit it and just go straight to it. But then you have sex for the first time. And then to lock them in, and we have an entire podcast on this, how to lock in a girl on your dick. In the next week or two, you want to see them 3 or 4 times.
Yes.
The fatal mistake that I always get emails about is, hey, I had sex with this girl, and then I didn't talk to her for a month. And then I reached out to her. And she said, I don't want to be anybody's fuck buddy.
Yeah.
And she never spoke to me again.
Exactly.
So you have to know what you want to do with these girls.
Yeah.
And then you have sex with her 3 or 4 times. During that kind of like transition period, she's going to start reaching out to you more.
Absolutely.
It's as predictable as the sun coming up. It's just, it will happen every time.
And 3 or 4 times in the first night is not what we're talking about.
No, exactly.
We're talking about per occasion that you see her. So like you fuck her, you go out the first night, you have sex like say 2, 3, 4 times, that night, and the next morning she leaves.
That's one.
Then maybe later that afternoon you're like, man, my dick could really use some, some
attention.
Wow, yeah, some attention. I don't know. I'm not a guy. She comes right back over. She's hot and sexy, glowing from your night. She wants more. Then a few days later, you make plans. You actually like do something minor, like not super invested, not expensive, but you do something so she doesn't feel like she's just a fuck buddy.
Exactly.
You entertain her. You go out for drinks.
Then you have sex.
Go hit golf balls, whatever it is. Nothing expensive. And then you fuck. No matter what, you fuck.
Exactly.
And then same thing maybe a day or two later. So within the first week, we always say week, but then there's real life. Maybe week, 10 days, you have sex in 3 or 4 different encounters. And she will be chasing you. She will be instigating contact considerably higher, at a considerably higher rate. She will truly be invested in you. And then, like Fort Worth always tells, you can back it up to once or twice a week, strictly fucking. On occasions, sometimes you can go out, but it's a much more relaxed, you can get kind of a schedule going and just have a good amount of adult fun together.
And just for the whole picture, in general, you'll get a 12-week free trial.
Yeah.
And then she's going to if we're talking about
Really?
traditional girls, they're going to want some type of investment, especially if they haven't seen any signals from you.
Yeah.
Which, and again, you can decide what you want to do with it.
Absolutely.
So, but the thing is guys do get confused on the front end. They're like, well, girls should approach me, especially if they're brain damaged. They go, I'm like, has that ever? Oh yeah, it happened once. Again, the exception proves the rule. The other 50 girls that you've talked to,
yeah,
you had to approach or you had to reach out to them, or
exactly.
And don't believe any men that tell you only women approach them. They never approach women.
Well, and that could be for a reason too. Even if they say that, even if it's pseudo realistic, there's a reason, because he doesn't have the game or the skills to approach them.
Yeah.
And they know that.
Yeah,
so they're like, oh, fuck, this guy's never going to get off dead center if I don't just go on and say something to him.
It's true. Yeah, and then you go, how many girlfriends have you had? And they're like, 3.
Yeah, and they instigate all of it.
Yeah, 3.
That's not sexy at all.
Yeah, don't go with that. Go with what works the majority of the time.
Yeah.
That's my job, is to give you best practices. These are what works best in most of the situations.
Absolutely.
With the exceptions proving the rule. But that is the real deal about, in the beginning, and I look back and I talk to other guys, literally before you start fucking them, it's all you, man.
Yeah.
It's all you. You've got to make it happen. Girls have all kinds of psychological and social, values and stigmas and breaks.
Yeah.
That keep them from showing any interest whatsoever. So you'll have to do the work. That's fine. That's what you're on earth for. And they'll follow along,
Fine.
And then after that, she starts picking up the pace. And that's where you hear these guys go, man, these women are chasing me all over town because he's fucked them a few times.
Yeah.
And don't ever believe what girls say. I mean, from if you look at old musicians like the Beatles, crowds of girls chasing them,
Mm-hmm.
and girls will, this is the interesting thing, is if you kind of call a girl out, you see her chasing some guy, she will kill herself denying it.
Yeah.
Because they get caught out.
Because she thinks of herself as like running after him, where really she's looking for excuses to cook him dinner. She's looking for excuses to drop by. She's looking for excuses to have a date, have him take her to this thing that she wants to go to. She has a wedding that she has to go to, and she, wants a date for that. She's looking for excuses to reach out to you from the moment that she gets locked in on you.
Yeah, exactly. And I would say, and I don't think guys realize this, because men are central to women's existence.
Yeah.
When you're the new guy, she's spending about 80% of her waking hours plotting everything about you.
It's true.
It's the most bizarre thing.
It's absolutely true.
And it's just, I mean, from the beginning of time, that's the way it's always been. Because girls base themselves off of the men that they're having sex with.
Yeah.
You know, so she's trying to decide, you know, what you're thinking, what your plans are, what you really do. And like you said, they're running entire scenarios through their head.
Absolutely.
That are not based whatsoever on reality.
No.
But what she thinks could happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
It's true. It's true. And if you haven't already, I mean, you guys, we talk about Fort Worth build your dating system all the time, I know. But it's just the perfect way to... Men work best with systems. And with a blueprint in place, this gives you a starting point that then you can build and construct from. So it is truly... In dating, you don't have to reinvent the wheel every time. It's best to have a system in place. And Fort Worth's Build Your Dating System book is a great way to get a jump start on that. For the price of a beer, you can have this have this book, and save yourself time, money, effort, and frustration by doing it over and over the wrong way.
Yeah.
You need to be doing it in a systematic way. So, if you like this podcast, please like, subscribe, share with your friends. We love to hear your stories. Please comment below if you have run into this kind of situation. We want you to win.